Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 31 Media Podcast. My name is Vaishnavi Nashte, and I'm the digital marketing manager over here at 31 Media. This podcast is in collaboration with the Digital Transformation Awards and the AI Summit and Awards, which are coming up in 2025. So if you're interested in exhibiting, please follow the link in the description to do so. Joining us today is Karel Callens, who is the CEO of Luzmo. He has also written an article on a DevOps online platform where he talks about how the trends within data visualization are shaping the future of software development. So please make sure to check it out. The link is also in the description below. So, hello, Carol. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time out and being on the podcast. Yeah, I'm quite excited to talk to you, especially about the recent release that I saw by Lizmo. Could you share some insights on it and what it really brings to the market?
Yeah, so the product we released is Flex. It got its name from flex to flexibility, where
Mm,
over time, I think probably 6 years ago, we were the first one doing embedded analytics in a cloud-first way. And we saw more and more customers using it, but also the world started to change in a way where right now people are looking beyond just charts and dashboards, but really to look to build data products that help you in your workflow, that help you in a way to make data-driven decision making while you're making the decision. And in order to be able to do that, we had to go beyond just the no-code or low-code approach, where you just embed a chart or a dashboard in there. But we created a framework in which it's very easy to build data products, whether it's going real report builders, custom report builders, or custom dashboard builders, always in a way that our customers are able to stay very close to their UX and UI that they enjoy, but still have all the power that comes with a data visualization or analytics framework.
okay, amazing. And you've mentioned AI before. Could you share some light on how do you see AI changing software development and data analytics processes?
Yeah, so AI was actually an important driver for Flex, because what we saw is that if you look at data and analytics, how we look at it in a client-facing way, AI unlocks the possibility to go to way wider audience, an audience that isn't necessarily that data savvy, and so for which in the past it would have been hard to interact with data to get insights in a data-driven way. AI
Mhm.
unlocks it in the sense that you're now able to, using, let's say, natural language, ask questions, get answers in a data driven way without having to know what columns, what data sets, etc. So it opens
Mhm.
up to one audience, but at the same time, it allows for hyper personalization, and that's an interesting thing because in the past it was very hard to go wider to a broader audience, and at the same time be hyper personalized unless you had unlimited, let's say, cash or time. Here with AI, suddenly that becomes possible to do them both at once. And so embedding and
Mhm.
using AI in data workflows unlocks that potential of hyper personalization, but also broadening up to an audience, which makes it very exciting.
Yeah.
And which also needs new technology like Flex to be able to unlock that potential.
Right. Yeah, real-time personalization is quite key, isn't it, when it comes to consumers? And in your opinion, what are some most common misconceptions with AI apps and tools, especially when it comes to data analytics?
Um, because it's so convincing, because it's large language models, it's coming up with convincing language. Um, People take the answers often a lot for granted, and AI will solve everything, and AI will come up with the right answers all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get as a perception, but the actual reality is that it's still a language model, so it produces understandable content, but it can be wrong, and that's something where in the world of data and analytics we're not used to dealing with that, because analytics has to be 100% right. The
Right.
data that gets in and that gets out is transformed. here with AI, although it gives a lot of potential to unlock to a broader audience, and hyper personalization is a thing, we still have to be very careful on the area of accuracy. And I think too many people are maybe right now in the state that technology is thinking that it's already solved, while it's still an area where a lot of work is being done in terms of reasoning, in terms of upping the accuracy, in terms of embedding it in a way that there's still control for a human person to validate the results in there.
Right. And when it comes to like developers or even DevOps, for that matter, how do you see the role of these changing with more integration of AI into these processes?
With new tooling comes new possibilities. Those possibilities can be in automation, where it's becoming increasingly easy to automate even in harder hyper-personalized areas, for
Mhm.
example. Um, so I think that that's an important part. But of course, with new tooling comes new responsibilities as well. Uh, AI won't replace people in there, but it will be people using AI for creating strong products for making sure that those products still run. Um,
Mhm.
they will be able to use AI for in their benefit. And so I think the most important part is to embrace it, look at where it actually helps, and look at it as tooling that comes with new opportunities, but of course also with new responsibilities and challenges. And understanding how it works and how you can make it work for the better is really important. Um, in their role, especially if you look at DevOps, there's a lot of things where it helps in automation, in writing, in automating writing test cases,
Mhm.
in it speeds up productivity in many areas. But at the same time, um, again, you have to be aware of when to apply it where. We see that in areas where people are saying the developers will be replaced by AI. But then at
Yeah.
the same time, what you see is that once such an AI created coded product exists, then developers have to fix the problems that are in those AI created tooling. So I think the
Yeah.
most important part is really understanding where, in terms of efficiency, where in terms of impact, it's best to apply them.
Yeah, there's always like a certain level of scare when it comes to like AI, and people are always like, "Oh my God, is this going to take away our jobs?" But thank you so much for shedding light on that. And lastly, my question to you is more about the future. How do you believe the future really like it looks like for embedding data analytics and more broadly business intelligence?
Um, for me, I think the most important part is that we see that we're moving away from those single tap analytics pages where it really becomes a part of apps, of applications, um, in the workflow that it is. So we're actually going more to data products, that are that are part of the application, that are not just a separate part, but that are used throughout the application when you're making decisions. Um, we're going to way more personalized way of analytics,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting for users, because now context of that person's role, even tone of
Yeah.
voice can be adapted to the person working with it. So you can actually have the right insights at the right moment in time for the right person, which means that I think it will be used way more often than previously. It's also we're going to go to even more users using data because of the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it actually unlocks working with data, um, thanks to AI, and going to a broader audience. And I think that will help move data analytics and business intelligence to a next level, where it again goes beyond just the data scientist or data analyst, but now real business people use it on a daily basis. We were always
Right.
talking about business analysts already. Now real business users can use data while making decisions at the moment in time that they are. And that is made possible by looking at analytics and embedding them in workflows in the application, and not just seeing it as a separate product or as a feature of a product that is separate from the typical workflow that you have in there.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much, Karel, for sharing so much valuable information regarding data visualization. I can't wait for the audience to even read your article, which is again quite insightful. So thank you so much again for taking time out and being on the podcast with us.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. So thank you.
Thank you.